Now today I'm going to be working a new creek that I haven't been to before, which is down there, but I got to figure out how to get down there first. I definitely don't think this is the route that I'm going to be taking today through there to get down there. So I'm going to walk around a little bit and see if I can find an easier way to get down there. And it's definitely not through there. So I mean, this is actually a pretty good sized creek right here. Some down trees over there, some gravels along the bank over there. There's another gravel bar down there I'd like to find my way down to. There's actually a lot of water here. The water's low everywhere else, but right here we got no issues. All right, so I think I'm gonna do some test pans right along here on this little gravel bar and see if I can find anything. There's some decent sized cobbles throughout here. So I'm gonna do some testing right here, and then I also want to test in the middle of the stream somewhere, and also want to find out how deep the saprolite is, because if you can find a quartz stringer in saprolite here, that's where you're gonna get some good gold. First test pan. It's a decent color, and saw some other small ones in here somewhere. I don't know, I think that's one right there. There's some others, and that's a decent little piece for our first little pan. So I had to hike in here a little ways, so we're gonna go ahead and use the little adventure sluice today. And so let me go ahead and fill up a bucket from right here and run it, see what we can get. We're gonna try to get down and see if we can find some saprolite. Okay, well, we're still on our first little bucket here, and already, I believe that's gold right there. Yes, sir, it is. Got some gold in the unicorn, and I think that's about it at the current moment. And maybe a little something, yep, right down there in that cell. It's a little piece of gold as well, so we're on the gold. So I forgot a scoop, and I'm not hiking all the way back to the car to get my scoop. So I'm just feeding it like this, slowly but surely. We're in no hurry today. Let's see how we're doing. It wasn't a full bucket. But it's definitely got gold in it. I see one piece popping up. Oh yeah. It's definitely gold. But we already knew that. Not a ton. Hey, but gold is gold. Alright. Let me show you. Alright, so not the best bucket on the planet. There's probably some more mixed in with that black sand somewhere, but yeah, there's, you know, a few pieces of gold in there at least. Dude, I heard some brush moving around in there, and I swear I heard some grunting. I could be totally tripping, but I heard some snorting going on. Some leaves rustling. Feeling a little exposed right here. I don't know. Forgot my bear spray. Whew. Bear, get out of here. I'm kind of creeped out right now, especially sitting this close to the shore. But if there is a bear, I don't think he wants anything to do with me, honestly. It's just a little creepy, that's all. Well, there was gold in there, but not great for a whole bucket. I mean, we got decent little speck count, but not a bucket speck count. That was one pan, I'd be in pretty good shape, but that's a whole bucket. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and fill this hole in, because didn't do very well and never hit clay, never hit saprolite. So let's fill it in. So I got that hole filled in. You can hardly tell I was there. And what I'm gonna do now is I'm gonna move kind of to the middle of the stream bed somewhere and dig down through these cobbles and see if I can hit a layer of clay or saprolite here. Now that right there is a pretty good test pan. I mean, you can see how many colors are in there. Look at that one, of course. And then there's several up here. That sun. But anyway, you can see it. I mean, there's probably 20, 30 colors in there. I don't know. Lots. So as good as that test pan was, I'm gonna go ahead and try to run bucket number 3 right there from the center of the creek and see how that works out. Hopefully we get some nice pieces. All right. She's clearing out pretty good, I would say. Not too fast, not too slow. Don't see anything in the box yet. Fingers crossed. Some squirrels jumped around in the woods and freaked me out, thinking there was a bear or something. Hey, there's a pretty little guy right there. Small, but at least we know for sure there's gold in this bucket. So that's a plus. It's just chilling right there, not moving. Okay, now we got lead showing up. And there's definitely some gold in the box. No big chunks. I mean, we got that little piece right there. And I saw some more in one of these cells. but it kind of got buried under the black sand, which is a good thing. Oh, there it is. Now that is a pretty good bucket. Look at all those pieces of gold right there, and then look at this one. I don't think that, oh, I can feel it. Oh wow, how did I not see that in the box? I mean, that's a pretty chunky little piece right there, but the speck count in this bucket is pretty high. So I'm just gonna suck up all this right here and take it home and clean it up carefully, because there's some super fine gold in there. Super fine gold and thick, nasty black sand. But you can see it's all the way through here. So all that gold in bucket number 3 came out of that hole right there. And I just did a test pen out of there and got absolutely nothing. So, I mean, I could move over and try that way, but really, I think I'm just gonna explore and pan. So I could probably stay in that spot and just clean off the top foot of material and probably do pretty well. But I got a lot of area to explore, so I'm gonna see what else I can find. All right, this up ahead is looking pretty interesting. Water's kind of deep here. Might be some exposed bedrock up here. That's what it looks like anyway. Potentially. But I got this big old gravel bar right here. So let's see what we can find here. So when it comes to flood gold, what I've been learning is that the transition area from small rocks to big rocks is where the gold sits. And usually, for me personally, that's typically on the front side or the upstream side of the gravel bar. Well, let's go take a look at this. Is there bedrock exposed up here? Oh no, just down trees. Oh, check that out. Whoa. The water's powerful right here. Yeah, the whole stream is being diverted this way. And look at that gravel bar. Those are some pretty big cobbles over there. So I'm gonna go over here and just do a couple test pans, see what we can find. So you talk about a low pressure area. Under that tree right there, that's a low pressure area. So it's probably a pretty good place to look. Look, the water's moving though, but there's really no way to really even get any material out from under there. But man, we got some fast moving water right here for a little creek. All right, so I'm on the upstream side of this gravel bar before the tree. I mean, talk about an ideal gold catch. It's that. So the cobbles are a little smaller and then they gradually get bigger. And then, see, I still got some smaller cobbles and the bigger rocks start right about here. So from my past experience, like I said, the transition between the small rocks, so you got some smaller rocks and then big rocks. So I'm thinking right here is a great place to test. So let me go ahead and do a test pan from right there. 0 colors. All right, so I got nothing there, but I moved over here and took a little test pan from right there, and this is a pretty good speck count. It's all really, really fine gold. But I mean, how many pieces? I mean, there's 50 tiny colors in there at least. At least, look right there. I mean, that's a whole lot of little tiny colors right there. So I'm gonna mess around here for a little bit more. I mean, it kind of makes sense. I got this big old log right here. You see them big rocks piling up. So yeah, let me suck that up, and I'm gonna do some more pans right here. So instead of going deeper, I just went over one. I mean, and the speck count is pretty high, pretty insane. That's an insane speck count of really small gold for one pan. That is one pan. Wow. I mean, as you can see, it's not very much. You can't even see it from here. But that's a lot of specks. Pan number 3 from this little gravel bar also has a pretty good speck count. A really good speck count of really, really small gold. I'd like to run a bunch of this material. I may set up the adventure sluice and run a bucket, just scraping the top right here and see how we can do. I guess it's cleaning out all right. A little slowly, but we are dealing with flour gold, so I don't want to run it fast. Just take our time. I mean, I can see some invisible looking pieces in the unicorn right now, but they're tiny. Oh, there's some clay mixed in here. That's good. I didn't notice that when I was digging. Yeah, it's cleaning out pretty slow. Really wish I had my scoop. That's alright. Hey, wouldn't it be nice if that was a nugget? Right there. That's probably mica. Looks like a nugget to me, but it's not. I mean, if that was a nugget, I'd be freaking out. That mica looks really gold sometimes. I mean, it is just sitting there. But no, that's not gold. Oh, we got our tailings building up. Gotta keep my tailings cleared out. Don't let it get all backed up. I can't wait to clean up this bucket. I'm anticipating 1,000 pieces of flour gold. Yeah, there's a little clay in here. Yeah, based on those 3-4 pans I did, this ought to be pretty good. But you never know. You could move over 1 foot and be off the gold. That's just how it works. Alright, that's it. Bucket number 4 is done, ready to be cleaned out. I saw a lot of small gold. You can still see quite a bit in there, but it's super small. There's one right there under the V. I think there's going to be a lot of small gold in here, but let's find out. Now that is a pretty good bucket. That is what I want to see. Look at all that fine gold right there. It is all throughout. That's a good bucket right there. It's not much on the weight, but it's all, I don't know, 300, 400 pieces of gold in there. Man, that sun makes it hard to focus in on the gold like that, but bucket number 5, or half bucket, once again has a very high speck count for half of a bucket. And that's awesome. All right, I've been running quite a few pans and finding, you know, between a dozen and 50 colors per pan, but super small. I've been out here for about 6 hours and I'm getting pretty tired. And I think I'm going to maybe run a little half bucket through the adventure sluice and then head home. So I'm getting pretty good at reading creeks, that's for sure. I mean, seems like I can go straight to the spots where there's gold. It's pretty cool to find this little flower gold deposit that is producing a really good speck count, but you know, I can't really run that much material with an adventure sluice. It'd be really cool to come out here with a high banker or a dredge or something like this, and you would clean up. I mean, the sun is out of control right now, but you can see a little piece of wire gold right there. I barely started running this bucket. It's actually only a half bucket, but I cherry picked the material, the top layer of that gravel bar in front of that tree. Yeah, better not forget my scoop next time, because that's all right. You know, I'm feeding it more slowly. Don't try this at home. It could tear your hands up, but I got gold miner's hands, so it doesn't affect me as much. But I'm just gonna keep feeding this thing casually here. And if I see some more gold in the box, I'll come back and show you. All right, so I really only ended up doing about 1/4 of a bucket, which is like 2 pans worth, but the speck count is still looking pretty good. Look at all that fine gold. That's a lot of pieces of gold in 2 pans worth of material. I mean, we're talking hundreds of colors, but it's tiny. I mean, and there's some little bit bigger ones mixed in the black sand still, but man, these things are really small. All right, that's going to be it for today. I am pretty tired, and I'm going to pack everything up and head home. And when I get home, I'll do a snuffer dump and clean up the gold and show you guys what I got. Oh, let's check it out here. There we go. 0.16. Check that out. 0.17. That's pretty good. There's some pretty stuff. Definitely some mercury in there. Check that out. That's a lot of flower gold. All right, let's see what the total is now. And that's going to be 3.52 grams for the 2022 total. And there it is. Well, that was a lot of fun. I appreciate you guys coming along with me on my adventure. And please hit that subscribe button and the like button, comment and share, and join the Patreon, patreon.com/rookie gold prospector. And I'll see you next time.